Welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to talk about a prison, one you might not even realize you're living in. A prison made not of bars or chains, but of toxic shame and crushing self-judgment. Have you ever caught yourself feeling like you're just not enough, like you're somehow broken, dirty, or just inherently flawed? If so, you're definitely not alone. And trust me, there's a way out of this invisible cage. You see, shame itself isn't always the villain. In fact, healthy shame can act like a fence, letting you know where your boundaries are, teaching you when to stop, when to apologize, and when to reflect. But toxic shame? That's a whole other story. That's the voice that says, I am bad, instead of, I did something wrong. It's the heavy fog that clouds your mind and makes you believe that deep down, you're unworthy, disgusting, or just plain not enough. Toxic shame has this sneaky way of taking root inside of us, often starting when we're just kids. Imagine a child growing up in a home where emotional safety is nowhere to be found. Instead of feeling protected by their parents, the very people who are supposed to make them feel secure, the child feels unsafe. Maybe the parents were too busy, too angry, or too absent. And when a child can't process these feelings, their young mind scrambles for answers. And so the child thinks, it must be me. I must be the problem. And from there, a dangerous belief takes hold. I'm not good enough. Or worse, I am bad. Over time, this belief grows, layer by layer, until it becomes an unshakable part of who they think they are. And that child grows up. Now an adult, they walk into a room and feel a familiar knot in their stomach. They cancel plans last minute. They struggle to speak in groups or even meet their own gaze in the mirror. Sound familiar? And because facing this shame head-on feels like staring down a fire-breathing dragon, we run. We distract ourselves with everything we can, overworking, scrolling endlessly on social media, binge-watching shows, overeating, drinking, even playing video games until the sun rises. Anything to avoid that sinking feeling. But all of these distractions are just temporary bandages on a wound that needs real care. But here's the kicker. The longer we avoid it, the more it morphs into something bigger, like chronic anxiety or deep depression. And we start believing that numbness is normal, that loneliness is just the way life is. But it's not. Here's where I want to ask you, have you ever tried standing in front of a mirror just staring into your own eyes in complete silence? If you haven't, try it. It's surprisingly difficult. For many, it feels unbearable. Why? Because that toxic shame, buried deep inside, rises to the surface and whispers, see, you're still not enough. And so, we run again. We armor ourselves. In relationships, we keep people at arm's length, terrified that if someone gets too close, they'll see the truth we're hiding, that we think we're broken. So, we wear masks, we fake confidence, play roles, adjust our posture, our voice, our smile, all in the hopes of fooling everyone, including ourselves. Even in intimate relationships, this shame shows up. It's the voice that tells you to cover your stomach, to worry about a scar, or to tense up, making it impossible to just be present. You're busy running damage control in your head instead of actually feeling the moment. But here's the truth no one told you. That inner critic, that voice of shame, is lying. You are not your shame. You are not the sum of your childhood wounds or the mistakes you made when you didn't know better. You're just human, like the rest of us. Not better, not worse. Just human. So, how do we break free? First, let's stop pouring energy into pretending we're someone else. If you've created an ideal version of yourself in your head, the perfect body, the perfect personality, the flawless you, recognize it for what it is, a fantasy. Fantasies can be inspiring, but when we use them as measuring sticks, we always come up short. And stop comparing yourself to others. Everyone's walking a different path, with different obstacles and different maps. Your journey is yours, and it's not supposed to look like anyone else's. Next, practice meeting yourself where you are. Try sitting quietly with yourself and noticing the uncomfortable feelings. Let them rise. Yes, it might feel like standing in front of that fire-breathing dragon, but here's the secret. The dragon is smoke. It can't hurt you. When you feel the shame creeping in, instead of pushing it away, name it. Say, this is shame. Watch how it feels in your body, maybe a tight chest, a clenched jaw, or a pit in your stomach. Let it be there. Breathe through it. The more you face it, the more it loses its grip. And if you need help, and let's be real, many of us do, there are safe spaces out there. Support groups, therapy circles, or even trusted friends where you can bring these feelings into the light. Remember, shame thrives in secrecy, but it shrivels under compassion and connection. You might also notice how you overdo certain habits. Working too much, always being on the go, drinking a bit more than you should. Ask yourself, what am I running from? And when you get quiet enough, you might hear the answer, I'm running from myself. But I promise you, the real you, the one hiding behind the shame, is worthy of being seen. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be anyone but who you are. So next time you catch yourself shrinking back, hiding, or feeling less than, remind yourself, you are enough. Not in some abstract motivational poster kind of way. In a real, grounded, imperfectly human kind of way. You're here, you're breathing, and that's more than enough. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this resonated with you, or if you've been battling with toxic shame, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your journey. And don't forget, your support means the world. Like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. You've got this.